White, gold, and platinum trunks for Platinum Mike Perry. This is the first time that you are watching Michael Page fight. This is his striking style. On the outside right hand. Hands low. Return of Perry.
Don't hit him from behind. Don't hit him from behind. Face to face. Knuckle up.
With a soft warning from Andrew Glenn, telling Page don't hit Perry from behind. Entry on the naked right hand from Michael Page.
And you can see right now, like almost a taekwondo style Chinese right hand.
And that's ruled a knockdown. Down goes Michael Page in round one. Step in right hand from Mike Perry.
Didn't look like it hurt him much, but it definitely caught his attention.
Perry coming forward, another naked right hand that lands from Page into the clinch. Great call from Andrew Glenn. 50 seconds remaining, round number one. Rear bolo punch with the right hand and the left hook. Perry coming forward, entry left hand, misses with that. There's the right hand, lands from Page. Perry off the jab right hand. Never landed. 30 seconds to go in the opening round of our main event. Lefts to the body in the clinch from Perry. Page trying to snatch double unders. Break again from Andrew Glenn. Page on the outside, the hard front shoulder. Perry misses with the entry left. Into the clinch again. Short right hand from Page. That is the end of round one.
And one of our keys to victory there, Sean, was he's got to land a punch early as Michael Perry. Get that respect. I think he did that right there. Then that first little punch right there, that's all it was. Just beat him with the punch. Another view at it from the other angle. Just a lead right hand. Didn't look like it was a devastating punch. It just caught MVP off balance, I think, a little bit, but it definitely surprised him. But that was huge to me. Mike Perry had to do something to get his attention, to earn the respect, to know you cannot just stand in front of this guy. You have to be really elusive. MVP, you can tell that taekwondo style, he's bouncing the whole time, but he has to try and get in at some point. He cannot walk into another right hand.
First up to scratch is Mike Perry, now joined 3 feet away on the scratch line by Michael Venom Page, round two. Perry stepping forward, caught with the right hand, both hands down, not ruled a knockdown by Andrew Glenn. Into the clinch. Both of Perry's hands definitely touched, but ruled as a slip by Glenn. Underhook from Michael Venom Page, right hand to the body. Fake with the right hand, chop to the body from Page. Right hand. There's the left hook. You just don't see, maybe Raymond Daniels, but really in combat sports, you just don't see the striking style outside of point fight karate, which is exactly where Michael Page came from as a youth.
Typically, it hasn't had much success, but this guy really utilized it well, does MVP.
Maybe early Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, but not now. This is a unique style that Michael Page has ridden to tremendous success.
Right here, the total strikes, Perry throwing and landing more than MVP at this point.
1-2. See those punches coming from below the waist from Page. Perry staying undaunted. Hands high and tight, walking forward. Slip under from Mike Perry into the clinch once more. 40 seconds remaining, round two.
Step back clean, step back clean. Hands out of the face, knuckle up.
Glenn just telling Page, keep the hands out of the face. Face wash from Michael Page on the separation. 25 seconds to go, round two. Right to the body on the hook from Perry. Page back outside. Page stepping in with that right hand without the jab setup. Closing stages, round number two. 10 seconds. There's the jab, Page, hands low, chin out by design, and by full design, overhand right misses for Perry. We move to round 3.
MVP puts forward such a difficult style to fight. He's moving in and out the whole time. You never know when that quickness, that punch is coming.
Yeah, you want that round 3, no problem at all. Don't lean back too much, man. One hand is the key.
And here's that right hand of MVP.
Jab, land short, you're finding it. Just that is there.
It's landed right on the chin.
A couple more straight shots. Don't try and find a straight hook with you. Don't try and find a straight hook.
Somehow, not a knockdown.
You'll find him opening up. Go short sometimes, so long sometimes. Take your time. He's rushing it, okay? I want the jab landing in there. Alright, you got me? Okay. Got it? And then the best safest spot is you have your head in his chest. Got it? Don't let him outwork you, okay? Just it. Hold it. A little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, get off the line. Let's go. Here we go.
We're set for round number 3. Forward pressure from Perry. Page misses with that rear right bolo punch. Right hand from Page. Page is starting to land that. Perry continues with his forward pressure.
And that's exactly what Perry needs to do. He needs to push his opponent backwards and unload on him.
The right uppercut again from Michael Venom Page. Perry undaunted. Perry with the right hand on the entry that lands. Perry single-mindedly focused, cutting off the distance, closing distance, cutting off angles.
Break, step back clean, step back clean.
He's still headhunting right there. I'd like to see him turn those under the body right there. MVP is so difficult to deal with. When you hit him in the body, you never know what that can do.
Hold it, gentlemen. Work out of there,
To the
work out of
clinch.
there.
Right hand on the exit, misses from Perry. And that naked right hand from Page. The right uppercut once more. In our fighter meeting, Michael Page said, my jab is key. He's not throwing a lot of jabs, but he has thrown and landed a lot of right hands, just like they're on cue.
Let him go, let him go, let him go. Let him go, step back clean, no punch.
45 seconds remaining, round 3. And once more. There's the left hand. See the smear of blood on Perry's face. He is cut inside of his left brow. Three off the jab. Duck under from Page. Three with the right hand. Couldn't land it. To the clinch.
And with that right hand, I'd like to see him turn that underneath the uppercut right there. You're going to hit him in the head or you're going to hit him in the body. And he can't continue to move away from that.
Page exploding in. Perry in the mid-range. Rear right uppercut again from Michael Page. That is the end of round 3.
Swelling right there on the left side of the face. Platinum Mike Perry. Oh, he's got a couple bad gashes right there.
You get the head off the line, you can shoot the overhand right behind it. He's sitting down to the right. That's allowed that left uppercut to land. All right? If you think, watch him jump down to the right. I got you. Okay. Hey, get the round. You
Mike Perry coming straight forward with his hands down. And MVP just comes with that right. I think it was that one punch. I think opened up 2 cuts on Perry's face.
Seconds out cold. Round 4 upon us. Time called by Andrew Glenn. Medical assessment for Mike Perry to Don Muzi. So jaw check.
All right, here we go, jabbing, back to it, back to it.
Jaw check, the eye check. Fast start off the scratch line on the jab for Page as we open round 4. Right hand doesn't get through. Check left hook from Page. Perry continuing to walk forward.
That's what he does. He just continues to walk through punches.
There's a good left hook from Perry. Right hand from Page. Chance of MVP once more. Lateral movement from Page.
just waiting for his right opportunity to get in.
So a step-in jab. Rear right uppercut again from Michael Page. Hands low, sticking out his chin. Minus the kicks, of course. This is exactly how he fights in MMA. At least in the stand-up. True to his word, he said he would not alter his striking style at all for this, his bare knuckle debut. To the clinch, went on the separation.
It's so rare you see somebody who has that kind of style and that stance and continues just to do his hand. Kicks, one thing, man.
There's the left hand partially through from Page. Perry again to his credit walking through it. There's a big jab from Michael Page. Perry continual forward stalking pressure, relentless in his forward movement. Another rear right uppercut from Page. Perry lands on the counter check left hook. See the stalking pressure of Mike Perry. Final seconds, round 4. Left hook not getting through from Page. Right to the body. Page turning, Perry to the inside. On this separation, we move to the 5th and final round.
Perry did get that early round. He needs to get another knockdown out there if he's going to round.
Scorecards heading into the 5th and final round. Perry did knock down Page in round number 1. On another night, we would say automatic 10-8, Chris, but tonight we've had a 10-10 round. We've had at least 3, by my count, 10-8 rounds in which there was no knockdown. So it's futile. It's 5th and final round. Our main event, BKFC 27. We are in London. Michael Page versus Mike Perry. Perry coming forward off the right hand. Step in left hand from Page.
MVP's really starting to open up right now.
Page on that hard front shoulder, the duck under the short right hand. Perry feigning, misses with the rear right hook. Jab to the body from Mike Perry. To the clinch.
Step back clean, gentlemen. Step back clean. Here we go.
From referee Andrew Glenn. 80 seconds remaining in this fight. Page keeps trying to time that rear right uppercut and rear right bolo punch. Jab from Page. Perry again to the inside with tenacity. Half-tie pump snatched by Mike Perry. Overhand now grabbed by Michael Page.
Step back.
Stretch drive of our main event. 50 seconds remaining, 5th and final round. Hands high and tight for Mike Perry. Jab from Michael Page.
Perry still has his chance in this fight if he can just continue to come forward and land some hard punches this fight.
Up jab from Michael Page. Traditional straight jab from Michael Page. Perry hook to the body on the break. Perry resetting again, coming forward. Jab again from Page. There's the right hand. Glenn just said, come on, gentlemen, who wants it?
I love it. Perry's got to start throwing some punches here if he wants to have a chance. He's got to land something significant, in my opinion.
Perry off the jab. Left hand from Page. On the entry. In the clinch.
Step back.
The bell. The end of the fight.
Come over here. Now fall down. Hold up.
Well, you did have that stalking pressure right there. Platinum, Mike Perry, he was walking forward the entire time. Let's see if that has any sway with the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, our judges at ringside have declared this fight to be a split draw. However, in the event of a draw decision, a bare-knuckle fight may continue with 1 overtime round. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight will continue!
So to be correct, December 2020, Jake Bostwick versus Tyler Vogel. That was the first overtime round in BKFC history. This now is the second. The winner of this round wins the fight. It's as simple as that. The 6th and final round at 2 minutes. Left hand from Page into the clinch. And the chant of MVP. Right hand on the exit from Page. That was clever. Perry on the overhand right. See the smear of blood on Perry's face. At least 3 cuts on his face. Undaunted, Perry fights on, continues to push forward, push the pace. Page continues to fight at range, showing his creativity, his world-class timing.
You can see just how MVP right now is really open up and throwing more punches right now. He desperately wants to win this fight.
Short rights to the body from Page. Uppercut from the half-time plug from Perry. Jab from Michael Page. 55 seconds remaining in this overtime round.
You gotta love this shot. Whoever does the best in this last minute is probably gonna win this fight.
Perry coming forward again as he's done throughout the previous 5 rounds. Page to the outside. To the clinch. Perry pulling back that left hook. Blood now pouring from the nose, both nostrils of Michael Page. To the clinch once more. Underhook snatched by Page on the separation. 20 seconds remaining in this overtime round. Both fighters bloodied. Check left hook, not much on that from Page. Left hand. Perry with the left hook. Down the stretch for Michael Page and Mike Perry. Into the clinch. And now that officially is the end of our main event.
Both guys were exhausted there, Sean. I know a lot of people don't understand, like there's only 2-minute rounds you're only doing. That was a 12-minute fight. It's so exhausting, you can tell. Those guys are used to going 15 minutes, and they're usually not that tired with takedowns and everything involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the 6th round for the 2nd time in BKFC history, our judges at ringside have declared your winner by majority decision. Platinum, Mike Perry!
Through 5 rounds, announced by Jeff Houston as a split draw. The 2nd overtime round in BKFC history, and the judges seeing it 2 for Mike Perry, 1 scoring it at 10-10 round. That equates to a majority decision win. Victorious in our main event by way of majority decision, Platinum Mike Perry defeats Michael Ben Page.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 29th. All eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41.
One of the most special nights that we've had here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
Feature fight time in the lightweight division. Chad Mendes versus Fames. The numbers is our Crescent Tools tale of the tape.
Yeah, Shane, look here. It doesn't seem like there's that much of a reach advantage, that much of a height advantage, a little bit of a weight advantage for Fames right there. But all things said, this is going to be more about experience, and if Chad Mendes can figure out exactly this new sport in a quick amount of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the feature fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division, presented to you by Crescent Tools. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white and silver. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 161.4 pounds. He holds a bare knuckle record at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Please welcome the popular fighter out of Miami, Florida, the Heartbreak Kid, Fames. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 155.8 pounds. He holds a veteran's MMA record at 18 victories opposite 5 defeats and makes his highly anticipated bare knuckle debut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the veteran MMA star fighting out of Sacramento, California, Chad Money Mendes. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
Chad Mendes said, I know that Fames has legitimate power. I want to get inside quickly, but I cannot do so recklessly. Round number 1. Black trunks for Chad Mendes, white trunks for Fames. There's the entry from Mendes. Big right hand from Chad Mendes. If you knew nothing about either fighter, but you know something about fighting, just from the stances, you could tell that Mendes comes from folk-style wrestling and Fames comes from boxing. Mendes low, looking for the level change, ruled a slip from Sam Burgos. Correct decision from Burgos.
Once again, southpaw versus right hand. It's all about getting that foot on the outside. Whoever gets that foot to the outside and steps forward can land that straight punch down the pipe.
Mendes at 5'6", trying to make himself smaller for the entry. Fames at 5'9", trying to make him taller for the upright stance. 1:05 remaining, round number 1. Mendes right hand, left hand off the mark. Sharpshooter jab from Fames. You see he's in the southpaw stance. Fames told us this in our fighter meeting. He's naturally right-handed. He said, my entire camp was to fight southpaw for one purpose, and that was to confuse Chad Mendes.
Great strategy. Feel like his opponent's not going to see that coming because you have a game plan, and if it doesn't go according to that because it's something's different, that might throw you off.
Shuffle step to orthodox, right back to southpaw for Fames.
So I know it's going to sound like a common theme of this entire night, but pushing off that back foot's important here. Mendes got to get inside.
Fames on the left hand, big swing from Mendes. Fames just moving his head off the center line. No soft landings in BKFC. No soft landing for Chad Mendes, one of the greatest fighters in his generation, versus Fames, who said, I am absolutely not the B-side, as B-sides don't exist in BKFC. Very even in round number 1. There is the bell. We move to round 2.
I saw Fames doing a little jaw jacking, right? I'm not sure exactly what he was saying, though.
Hell yeah. Sit down. Sit down. Let me get this water. Okay, look. Hey,
He's doing everything we thought he was going to do, right? When he goes southpaw, he's throwing that bitch-ass hook. So I want you to attack, get his ass on these ropes. Get him on. It's just that bitch-ass hook every time. So don't let him press you against the ropes, though. I want it in the center. When he gets close, he's here. Circle away from the right hook, going to your right, always. That left hand ain't going to do shit.
I mean, sorry, this way. Your right hand dropped a little bit too much. You jab, you're not bringing it back. Keep it up. Keep checking him. But when you turn, throw something else, all right? And when he gets it, you have him on his back foot. I need you to just throw punches. Okay. When he's on his back foot, the half the round, nigga. When he's on his back, just touch him. Ping, 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 all right? Light touches, okay? Good job. You got a little Vaseline on his lip for me?
We will see if Fames is fully committed to fighting southpaw, if he will switch back to his natural right-handed stance. Up to scratch, southpaw's Fames. Mendes from ortho, driving pressure to start round number 2.
Like he was throwing a few elbows and then not just punches.
There's a big left hand from Mendes off the jab. Mendes swinging big and wide. Now Fames coming forward. Mendes again looking for the level change on the overhand. Left hand, those are big swings just flying past the head of Fames.
Mendes is coming up just a little bit short on those punches.
Sam Burgos stepping in. Looks like beginner's judo with the hand fighting. These are not beginners, these are high-level fighters. Again, Sam Burgos warning, you cannot grab the hands, the fingers. There's a big right hand.
You get the impression if he lands one of those big punches, it could be big trouble for Fames.
Big right hand. And it's starting to feel his range. Resetting. 45 seconds remaining, round number 2.
It's a good point, Sean. If Fames feels like he's losing the fight, might he decide, I'm tired of this southpaw stance. I'm going to go back to where I'm comfortable, right-handed.
Level change. Jab to the body from Chad Mendes. 30 seconds remaining in this second round. Huge right hand and down goes Fames. Beautifully timed by Mendes.
Ooh, nice shot. Like I said, he's throwing these bombs, and if you just get out of the way, you're fine. But as soon as you get hit, you're in trouble. See if Mendes tries to finish the fight right now. Oh, he is trying to. If he lands one of those, it is fight over.
Final seconds, round number 2. Exploding right hand from Chad Mendes to drop Fames in the second round. We will move to round 3.
Let's see if Fames is able to recover after that. Took a good shot. See if he can get his legs underneath him. And there it was. Just caught him right in the butt. That overhand right. Oh, beautiful shot right there. I always like fighting taller opponents because that overhand right lands very well with that. If you're smaller, it's hard to hit them with that overhand right. You go over their head a lot. Oh, did you hear that? That's why people love this. You come in, you hear that bare fist hit that fence. It's a beautiful sound.
The first round was good. That round you lost. Now you're down by a knockdown. You have to win this round. So take that shit.
Chad Mendes is not only a supremely talented fighter, he's a supremely cerebral fighter. He was very focused on strategy coming into this fight. Talked about timing his entries, not just throwing recklessly. That was on display with that second round knockdown. Credit to Fames off the canvas, still in a southpaw stance here in round number 3. Almost a smirk on the face of Chad Mendes.
Mendes doing a good job of just waiting for the right time to explode off that back foot like we talked about earlier. There it was, pushing.
The right hand again, pushing off.
Closing that gap so fast.
Volume starting to dissipate from Fames. And there's the hand fighting, and again the warning from Sam Burgos, not missing anything. You can open hand, it's the locking the hands, locking the fingers, controlling the wrist that's illegal under this bare knuckle rule set.
He's still wanting it. Ooh,
that left just missed.
That left hand, if he hits him with one of those, it's going to be trouble. what that does when Mendes is able to explode it out so fast is keeping that jab from being much of a factor. Fames isn't able to throw as much as I thought he'd be able to.
Mendes, it's subtle, Chris, but he's keeping that left hand open to catch, to parry. Huge right hand! Fames in trouble and down for the second time in this fight.
Start getting off first. He's waiting to counter the entire time. He's not coming forward. He's just waiting for Mendes to come in, trying to counter, but he's not able to land that. Mendes is so fast and explosive.
Closing stages, round number 3. Mendes recording a knockdown in the second round, and again in the third round, we move to round 4.
Sit down. Sit down. Where's the cut here? Where's the cut guy? I need you in there. Bro, is your hand straight? Okay, hey, listen to me. Nigga, I know you're tired. You gotta go get him, bro. If you don't go get him, bro, you're gonna just lose the fight, taking a beating for the next 2 rounds. I'm not gonna let that happen. You hear me? You need to go get him. You need to show me some of this round. I'm not gonna let you take another fucking round of this shit. You got me? Show me some.
And here, once again, Mendes just coming in, ducking down, hitting to the body, then come with a big right hand. Boom, caught him right in the bun right there. Just knocked him back. Fames knew he had to take a knee, or else he was going to get knocked out, I believe.
Let's go, seconds out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Mouthpiece. Hold the line, gentlemen. Knuckle up.
Round number 4. Chris, Chad Mendes said, above all else, grinding pressure is my key to victory. We're seeing the pressure, but we're seeing a lot of power in the punches of Chad Mendes.
Fames looks like he's got a little bit more determination right now. He has a sense of urgency, I feel like.
Again, credit Fames. Almost switched to ortho there, back to southpaw. Dropped twice, and he is still very much in this fight.
He's got to start trying to get off first. He's just waiting to counter, but it's very difficult to counter Chad Mendes. He explodes in so fast. He's got to start working on getting off first.
Here's again. Continuing the open hand with the left. That is smart strategy. Big left hand turns Fames 360 degrees. That's ruled a slip. Good referee from Sam Burgos. Fames took the knee, but without the punch. Now Fames firing back with the left hand. Half-time blow snatch. Big left uppercut that drops Fames for the third time in this fight.
Feldman was pounding on. I'm not sure what that was about.
That's world-class dirty boxing from Chad Mendes in his bare-knuckle debut. And again, full credit to Fames off the canvas. More big shots, we might be done. Off the left hand that dropped Fames. Sam Burgos stops it. Welcome to bare-knuckle fighting championship, Chad Mendes. A phenomenal performance in his debut.
He's showing a lot of power, a lot of ability. He didn't seem like he had the normal period where you just don't feel like comfortable in there. He felt very comfortable, looked very comfortable, and I'm not sure he felt. He looked fantastic out there the entire time.
TKO. TKO.
And here just continue to throw hard punches. I mean, he's like a bowler in China shop right here, just pushing his opponent around. I mean, how do you deal with that? That's tough.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in and calls a stop to the fight at 1 minute 34 seconds into round number 4 for your winner by TKO, Chad Money Mendes.
Congratulations.
Fantastic debut for Chad Mendes. He showed a lot. Came in there, says he's going to be a factor. If he wants to fight anybody, he's right there in title contention already. After he's such a good athlete. Came out and just had a lot of power. He's going to be tough to deal with.
If there was any doubt that Fames was not a real fighter, he was only a musician, well, that was put to rest. Fames stepped up, said, I will be the man who faces Chad Mendes in his BKFC debut. Fames had a very good first round, but Mendes, one knockdown in round 2, one in round 3, and 2 in round number 4 to the finish. Chad Mendes, explosive power, technique, and that is a phenomenal bare knuckle fighting championship debut against a quality opponent. The winner by way of 4th round knockout, Chad Mendes defeats Fames.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 29th, all eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41.
One of the most special nights that we've had here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
At 175 pounds, Mike Perry versus Julian Lane. You see our Crescent Tools tail of the tape.
Mike Perry has a significant 3-inch reach advantage against Julian Lane. He can utilize that. He knows Julian Lane's going to have to step in to get into position to land those big punches. Mike Perry could be able to stay on the outside, pepper him with jabs, to fight when he wants to, not when his opponent wants to.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Hard Rock Live here at Knucklemania 2, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by betonline.ag. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears pink and red. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, 175.7 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 4 victories opposite 5 defeats. Here is the longtime bare knuckle veteran, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Mansfield, Ohio, Julian, let me bang Lane. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears the proud colors of Mexico. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, 175.4 pounds. He holds a veteran's MMA record of 14 victories opposite 8 defeats and makes his worldwide anticipated bare knuckle debut. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the wildly popular combat sports star fighting out of Oakland, Florida, Platinum Mike Perry. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
Wait.
Chris and I are joined on commentary for this fight by Mike the Marine Richmond, who last year established himself as one of the top fighters on the BKFC roster with knockout wins versus Marcel Stamps and Dakota Cochran. Mike, my brother, great to see you.
It's good to see you too, guys, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight.
Round number 1. White trunks for Mike Perry, pink trunks for Julian Lane. Big overhand right on the entry from Lane. Lane off the push jab. What are you looking for? This is your weight class in bare knuckle 175 from both Mike Perry and Julian Lane.
Oh, counter.
That is a knockdown.
He's hurt. He's in trouble. He is in trouble right now.
Indeed from Julian Lane, taking the mandatory 8 count from Christopher Young.
Yeah, he's in trouble right now. Mike sees it. He's going to be going for it.
Yeah, he's going to go for blood right now.
Left hook. Perry standing tall, coming forward.
I'd like to see Julian Lane try and grab a clinch right now.
Jab from Lane. Overhand right again from Mike Perry. Perry is cut outside of his right brow. Side headlock position. Big rights to the body from Mike Perry. Perry on the turn. Call for break from Christopher Young. Straight jab from Julian Lane.
This is the big thing that I was looking into this fight, is the aggressive fighter in Julian and the counter puncher in Perry, and which one would land. And Perry landed that counter early.
Both fighters snatching a half tie plum. Perry almost pulled the full tie plum. I would have gotten the straight break from Christopher Young. Swing, miss with the right hand. Lane to the inside. Perry cut, Lane down in round number 1 with the jab. Rear right uppercut, just misses from Julian Lane. We thought this would be something special. It's playing out that way here in the opening round. Big jab from Julian Lane. Perry again coming forward. There's the jab from Lane, right hand. Up the turn. Underhook from Mike Perry. On the left uppercut. Those are big swings from Perry. Good defense from Julian Lane. The end of round 1.
That was intense. That was an intense first round. I really enjoyed that.
Hey!
Both guys are cut
He
right
won't get into that
now.
up jab. You got me? So look at it. Look, when he's coming in straight. So pick his ass up with a left uppercut and then drop the overhand right. If the overhand right misses, what do? Follow up with the up jab, right? Yes. Okay? Use your jab as feints to keep him mated. He's looking for your right hand. So shoot that left hook sometimes too. Okay? Good shit.
I think the big part of this is how Mike Perry is going to recover. He's used to MMA, he's used to the big stage, but cracking with those knuckles, landing with those knuckles, getting hit in the face with those knuckles, the energy is different. The energy inside that ring is different when the bare knuckle fight. So how he recovers from that, you saw how he was gassed. He was jacked up, so we'll see how he comes into the second round. That was an exciting first round.
Both fighters up to scratch to start round number 2 of our co-main. 175 pounds. Perry off the entry jab. Jab from Julian Lane. Jab to the body. To the clinch. Separation. There's a good entry jab, counter left hand. Ruled a slip by Christopher Young. We fight on. 125 to go round 2. Perry, the diversion, sticking out the right hand, firing the left. Lane hands high. Off the head, right hand, over the top from Perry, over the top from Lane.
You can tell Perry's got something like his lip was cut or something, because every time he spit out a mist of blood.
There's a big jab from Julian Lane.
I think what's been one of Perry's weaknesses in his previous fights, and I'm seeing in this fight right here, is he doesn't move his head a lot. So he does take straight line punches, and Julian's taking advantage of it.
You know the thing, a lot of guys have a lot of confidence in their chin. They're willing to trade. This is not the sport for that, because you're going to get cut open in this sport.
Absolutely.
This is something
To Perry.
you really have to focus on your defense.
This is a pro Perry crowd, but make no mistake, Julian Lane has a lot of fans here at Hard Rock Live. Perry pulling back that right uppercut. Final stages, round number 2.
Julian definitely seemed to recover from that knockdown. He's back in this fight 100%.
Overhand right. Lane spins 360 degrees just before the bell that ends the second round. Getting up off the canvas in round number 1.
No, I agree absolutely. The way he's recovered from this fight goes to show the experience that he has in this sport. That's one of my biggest things with Julian that I've seen in the past, that he has a questionable chin, but he has definitely looked highly conditioned and ready to be back in this fight. I thought he was in a lot of trouble, and now he looks like he's legitimately back in this fight.
So Lane, as you see, cut on the bridge of his nose, cut corner of his left eye. Perry off off the jab once more. Good lead left hook.
And even when he lands a good punch from Julian Lane, it just doesn't seem to have much effect on him.
To the clinch. As long as it's active, referee Christopher Young will let it go. He does indeed. 70 seconds remaining, round 3. Left hook from Perry. Perry cut outside of his right brow. Cut open in round number 1. Good uppercuts. 2 in sequence from Julian Lane. Fake from Mike Perry. Perry looking for the entry. And the overhand right, counter right hook from Lane. 40 seconds remaining, round 3.
Julian is definitely looking more loose than Perry as far as his snapping with his punches. Perry's punches seem to be slowing down a little bit, and Julian's seen it. He's able to recover and block a little bit better. But I'm seeing a lot of still snap in Julian's punches.
Good body work right
Big
there.
uppercut. Perry lands big on the overhand right. And resetting in the center circle. Mike Perry in his BKFC debut versus Julian Lane. Co-main event, 175 pounds, Knucklemania 2. We move to round 4. Now we are set to start round number 4.
See if that gives Julian Lane a more of a sense of urgency right now, because the doctor's basically saying if he starts to bleed again, get bad, bring him back over to me.
Perry on the right hand, hands going down, not ruled a knockdown by Christopher Young. I believe that's the correct call from Young. And simply off balance. True to his word, Mike Perry has not fought emotionally, has not fought recklessly. He's been very measured. Christopher Young warned Perry for the open hand slap.
He's definitely much more calm and reserved these later rounds.
Overhand right just misses from Julian Lane. Perry keeping a very high, tight striking guard. Double jab from Lane. Wide hooks, overhand right to counter from Lane. Perry pushing forward once more with volume. Overhand right, Lane couldn't land flush.
Mike Perry, he's just standing right in front of his opponent, just kind of hands down, just not seem like he's worried at all.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about this sport. Just a round and a half ago, I thought Julian looked like a fresher fighter, and now we're coming out in round 4, and Perry just turned the tables, and now he looks fresh. He recovered better in the corner, and he's got Julian on his heels.
20 seconds remaining, round number 4.
Fight has definitely happened when Mike Perry wants it to happen. It's not when Julian Lane wants it to happen.
There's a stiff jab. Perry landed that flush. Lane missing with the lead left hook. Overhand right on the entry from Lane. Stiff left hand, the right hand from Julian Lane. Perry fires back.
That was a good double. That was a double hook right there. That was cracking shots.
And funnel round. Maximum of 2 minutes remaining in our co-main. And to the 5th and final round we go. Right uppercut from Mike Perry as Lane came forward off the 1. Perry's been very disciplined with his striking guard. Lane trying to solve it with the jab again.
Oh, that was a good lead right.
Lane threw that naked without the jab.
I like that. That's a slick setup.
Overhook from Perry. The turn, right hand on the exit. The overhand right from Perry.
They're coming after her right now. I like those lunging rear right hands or the lead left right hands.
There's a big right hand and the left hand.
There's a little wobble there.
Yeah, Julian's throwing him off because he's switching from southpaw to orthodox, Very Marvin Hagler-esque. He's just kind of lunging with some heavy shots and just throwing Perry off.
Heavy swelling under Perry's left eye. Cut as well outside of his left brow. 10th and final minute of this fight. Straight right hand to left hand. Lane is having a very strong round number 5 to this point.
Yeah, those lunging straights are really working for him in this round. He should really keep on it.
Perry looking to fire back with the right hand on the duck under. Lead left uppercut from Perry. That was slick. Counter right hand from Lane on the left hand. Christopher Young telling Perry, close your hand. Left hand from Julian Lane.
From southpaw to orthodox, just throwing him off now.
Swing from Lane, big swing, and the duck under from Mike Perry. 20 seconds remaining in our co-main.
This is a great final round.
Phenomenal, Mike. Lane turning 360 again. Trying to take full advantage. Stretch drive now. Almost a half Superman punch set up from Julian.
Yeah, he's
big left hand from Lane.
Awesome, outstanding.
Man, good last.
Clap for that one. That was legit right there. That was
Good last few rounds for Julian Lane.
good right there. I like that.
No hug, at least not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Knucklemania 2, we have witnessed one of the greatest co-main events in BKFC history. Let's hear it for these two amazing warriors. After completing the scheduled 5 rounds, all 3 judges score this fight 48-46 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Platinum Mike Perry!
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 29th, all eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41.
One of the most special nights that we've had here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy. Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City, has played host to so many historic moments in sports. And tonight, the site for the biggest bare-knuckle fighting spectacle of them all, BKFC 41. And we start with the preview. On a card like this, even the preview is stacked with talent. 3 free bouts to get us up and running tonight. The main card of pay-per-view kicks off at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, with 4 bangers, including the debut of former boxing world champion Mike Alvarez. Nearly 550 pounds in the ring when these big men clash. Big Ben Rothwell, Denver's Josh Copeland in a heavyweight showdown. Then #1 pound for pound, female Christine Ferea defends her flyweight title against former champion Bec Rawlings. When it comes to sheer accomplishments, there might not be any bigger star to debut in the BKFC than Eddie Alvarez. But across the ring, a Chad Mendes that is more vicious, more precise than ever before. And in the main event, the fight you didn't know that you absolutely have to see. It's Platinum Mike Perry, who has been flawless since his debut at Knucklemania 2, up against former 2-promotion MMA world champion Luke Rockhold. And we are live inside of the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado for BKFC 41. I'm Cyrus Fees, and tonight joined by the bad guy, the American gangster, the undefeated Chael Sonnen, and former boxing world champion, current BKFC welterweight Austin No Doubt Trout. Gentlemen, before we get down to the business at hand, let's talk to our BKFC subscribers. You get this email from the BKFC and you got a 50% off code for tonight's pay-per-view. Find your code in the email. Go to bkfcpayperview.com, click purchase, and log into your account. Enter the promo code, check out, and enjoy the fights. Half up for our loyal subscribers tonight. Well, gentlemen, when you talk about this event, we obviously know that they're filling it up here in Denver, but this is such a major step forward for the promotion, Chael.
Oh, come on, we're going to have a sold-out arena. This place is looking great. Not to mention, what about the narrative going on? We got this fancy main event with Rockhold versus everybody's favorite bare-knuckle fighter, Mike Perry, but Darren Till is calling dibs on the winner. Now, I'm not getting ahead of President Dave Feldman. I am speculating, but Austin, rumors make for a lot of fun.
Oh, they sure do, and if you got them talking, that means that there's a want in the public community for it. So, I mean, I would love to see Till get the winner. I don't know about you guys.
100%, guys. There's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts behind the scenes, and a lot of implications tonight for the big fight. Speaking of that big fight, once again, let's go back to it because everybody in the combat sports world is talking about it. Like I said, it's the fight that you didn't know that you have to see, but you have to see it tonight. There's been so much trash talk, and you've done a little bit of trash talk in your day. I know you can appreciate that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Mike Perry has really upped the heat. My sense of this is that Luke thought he was going to come in and kind of be the bigger brother. He's older. He's got more experience. He's a former world champion. He's likely a Hall of Famer. He thought that Perry admired him. Perry let him know none of that plays here, and I'm the veteran, at least when it comes to bare-knuckle fighting.
Absolutely. Perry definitely showed him that the respect ended in those other sports. Here, Perry's the big brother, and he's going to try to show Luke that he's the experienced veteran now.
Well, gentlemen, you know, and all you folks at home know that with BKFC, you don't have to put money on the fight, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't. It definitely adds to the viewing experience. So when you take a look at the odds, Chael, you look at what we got out here, what are a couple of fights that stick out to you? If you had the money, you would throw the money on that.
I got the money. I even got the account over at DraftKings. Look, I like Ben Rothwell. I like him for a lot of reasons in a bare-knuckle fight, but above everything, it's just preparation. He knew about this. He knew about this date. He had a full camp. Now, Josh Copeland is as tough as they come, but I think he's going to be breathing a little harder than Big Ben later in the fight. And I got to tell you, I've been hearing some things from Bec Rawlings' camp. I guess you would say I have a mole, but she hasn't taken this fight as seriously as they would like her to. I also think that Christine, when Austin isn't fighting, that is, might be pound for pound the greatest talent we've got. I'm going against Rollins. I'm going for Rockhold. They call that a parlay.
And well, listen, if you want to throw some money on it, obviously go through DraftKings Sportsbook. $50 bonus bet on BKFC 41 with your first deposit of $5 or more. Scan the QR code, put in BKFC 41, and you are on and popping tonight on DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's take a look at the rules for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. All fights scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Fights are scored by 3 judges on a 10-point must system. Hand wraps must be at least 1 inch below the bare knuckles. Punching in the clinch is allowed. What is not allowed? No kicks, knees, elbows, takedowns, or submissions. No 3 knockdown rule. No being saved by the bell in any round. And with that being said, let's go to our commentary team of Sean Willock and Chris Lytle and your Crescent Tools Tale of the Tape.
Thank you, Cyrus. We open at 155 pounds. Jack Willoughby versus Mitch Seabolt.
And you see here, Sean, Jack Willoughby at 3-inch height advantage, 1.5 reach advantage. Not too different, though. Both these guys, whoever gets in there, implement their game plan, probably going to win this fight, Sean.
This is the BKFC debut for Mitch Seabolt. He has had 2 fights in the sport of bare knuckle. He's also had 14 amateur Muay Thai bouts. In our fighter meeting, Mitch Seabolt said, I have a, quote, go and be violent approach. He said, I have big belief in my cardio. I'm going to use excellent head movement, excellent footwork to get inside, and then throw big uppercuts and big hooks.
Well, Sean, what he feels like he does best, he has great explosive power, and he has true grit. He feels like he's going to utilize that. Watch out for his opponent's overhand, his awkward punches, getting his opponent's face, throw a lot of uppercuts, a lot of hooks.
Mitch Seabolt said of his opponent, Jack Willoughby, in this lightweight bout, I think that Willoughby will throw a lot of big looping punches. I respect his power, Seabolt told us of Willoughby. I have to be aware of his big overhand rights and lefts.
Well, what Seabolt feels like he can dominate at is the clinch. When he gets inside, he's going to be heavy on his opponent, push him around, pull the head down, be heavy, get inside that pocket, and do his work.
This is the BKFC and indeed Pro Combat Sports debut for Jack Willoughby. He's had 3 AMI MMA bouts, 1 in amateur kickboxing. Willoughby told us in our fighter meeting he wants a very fast start off from scratch. He said, I feel that I have precision. That is my best attribute as a fighter. I'm going to keep countering from the outside, but with smart aggression pushing forward.
And Willoughby really believes in his power. He feels like he has an unorthodox style, makes it hard for people to see these punches coming, but he truly feels like if he gets in there, lands 1 hard shot, that's going to be the end of the night.
Jack Willoughby said of his opponent, Mitch Seabolt, I think he is a quote-unquote straight brawler. I think Seabolt is going to swing big, and I think when he does, Willoughby told us Seabolt will keep his hands very low. That's when Willoughby said he felt that he could take advantage, Chris.
He can take advantage. He wants to stay long. He's on the outside, wants to stay tight. He feels like the main thing is for him just to be focused. Like you talked about, the opponent's going to throw these wild punches. If he's focused, if he's calm and relaxed, he feels like he's going to land that big punch, get the knockout. He feels like he's going to win this in the first round.
To get BKFC 41 started, we send it to the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome to the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado. Tonight, you are the envy of the entire combat sports world. Welcome to BKFC 41. BKFC for review begins tonight with 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Sign up and start today your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing you first. Fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears purple and white. He stands an even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 154.8 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, ready for bare knuckle fight, number 3, fighting out of Thousand Oaks, California, by way of Denver, Colorado, here is Mitch, the Old Man, Seabolt. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 154.7 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Lexington, Kentucky, by way of Denver, Colorado. Here is Jack the Ripper Willoughby. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Strikeforce veteran Lumumba Sayers in the corner of Jack Willoughby.
All right, tell him it's total lie.
Willoughby told us I have to be fluid. Uppercuts are my key to victory. Round number 1. There's a 1-2 off the scratch line for Jack Willoughby. He's in the black and gray trunks. Purple and white trunks for Mitch Seabolt. And just like that, down goes Mitch Seabolt. Here comes the mandatory 8 count now from referee Andrew Glenn.
And Seabolt's legs still look a little bit wobbly to me, Sean. Let's see how quick
step over here.
Willoughby jumps all over him.
You want to fight? Knuckle up!
Right back to it. Off the feint, now into the clinch. Half-tie plum snatched by both fighters. On the counter uppercut, and we're at 1 knockdown apiece.
4.
Oh, he's already looking like his shoulder hurts.
6, 7.
I think this fight might be over, Sean.
Over here.
Time called now by referee Andrew Glenn. This is a medical timeout.
That shoulder dislocated, or what is it?
There is the first appearance of the night. The chief medical officer of BKFC, Dr. Don Muzzi. Thumbs up from Dr. Muzzi. A literal thumbs up from referee Andrew Glenn. Right back to it. On the overhand right on the entry. Big shots from both fighters. From the half-tie plum of Mitch Seabolt. Ducking his head now, Jack Willoughby. Knockdown number 2.
2, 3, 4. Over there. Over there. 5.
And Sean, these guys are just going at it, getting inside. A lot of punches are being thrown here.
You want to fight?
Willoughby dropping Seabolt, and now Seabolt dropping Willoughby in succession. 1 minute remaining and a ferocious round number 1. Big left hand on the inside from Willoughby. Hard on the turn. Knockdown number 3, and now that's ruled a slip from referee Andrew Glenn. Slow to get up though as you see Jack Willoughby. Officially ruled a slip.
That's it.
And now this fight is over. Ruled a slip. Willoughby tells Glenn he cannot continue. And a come from behind win from Mitch Seabolt.
And Sean, we always love it when somebody gets up off the canvas to win. We knew that was going to happen. Both guys knocked down early in this fight. You got to like that. That's the way to start the night. 3 knockdowns in the first round.
Send this bitch ass home. Send this bitch. Oh!
And right here, you can just see the inside work being done by both guys. Seabolt lands that uppercut right there. Not sure if Willoughby fell on it funny. And here's the next time. Just continue to do that tie plum on the inside, throwing a lot of punches in there. It doesn't take much in bare knuckle, Sean. We talk about it a lot. It's not about how hard you hit, it's where you hit, the placement.
This is ruled a slip by Andrew Glenn, but as you see, even though it's a slip, Willoughby, Chris, taking his mouthpiece out, telling Andrew Glenn he cannot continue. So even though it's a slip, that's essentially a fighter retirement in the middle of the bout, thus the win for Mitch Seabolt.
And Sean, sometimes just in there, first bare knuckle fight like that, you start getting hit with these bare knuckles, it's not what you expect. Sometimes you get a couple times like, you know what, let's just call it a day. That might have been what happened right there.
Great start for Jack Willoughby in his Pro Combat Sports debut, and a great come-from-behind win for Mitch Seabolt in his BKFC debut. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 23 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Mitch, the Old Man, Seabolt.
And Sean, Seabolt talked about having that grit, that explosiveness. He utilized both those right there to get the victory, got up off the canvas. I absolutely love that.
Again, Mitch Seabolt said in our fighter meeting, he has a, quote, go and be violent approach. That was a go and be violent type of fight from both Mitch Seabolt and Jack Willoughby. Great start from Willoughby, dropping Seabolt, and then Seabolt off the canvas, 2 knockdowns, ruled a slip. Willoughby cannot continue. That's the victory. The winner by way of first-round TKO, Nick Seabolt defeats Jack Willoughby.
Saturday, April 29th. All eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41. See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
History being made tonight as BKFC is back in Denver. BKFC 41 brought to you by Bucked Up, OnlyFans, Crescent Tools, and Lions Not Sheep Apparel. And folks, if you haven't done it yet, there is your QR code. Scan it right now and make sure you are in at the top of the hour for our pay-per-view tonight. Don't miss it. Scan that code. Be a part of the history that is BKFC 41, the full pay-per-view, available now. Now let's go to the Crescent Tools. Tell the tape.
In the light heavyweight division, Matthew Mestes versus Dylan Weinmiller.
And you can see here, Sean, everything extremely tight on this one. Very similar. The only thing that really stands out to me is the weight, 188.2 for Weinmiller. That means he did not make weight, so I'm not sure if didn't get a good training camp in or something having me quit sweating, but that could be a factor. It might not be in quite the best shape. We'll see what happens with that.
This is bout number 2 in bare knuckle fighting championship for Dylan Weinmiller. He's had 4 pro MMA bouts, 4 in pro boxing. In our fighter meeting, Weinmiller said after one fight in bare knuckle, he felt he had to improve his head movement. That was a major focus for Dylan Weinmiller in training for this bout. Weinmiller also told us he wants to establish himself in the pocket and then utilize aggressive counter-striking.
Not only that, he really wants to utilize that clinch. Feels like he's a stronger fighter, wants to get inside, be heavy on the head, push his opponent around, wear him down, beat him later on the fight.
Weinmiller, supremely confident with his power. He said, I have legitimate knockout power in both hands. I just have to find my timing.
Timing's going to be big for him. Said he really wants to use a lot of side-to-side motion, but the main thing is, Sean, he feels like he's wanting to be in this organization, wants to be here. He needs a statement win. He wants to come in and get a nice, clean knockout, show the fans exactly what he's all about.
Dylan Weinmiller said of Matthew Mestes, his opponent in this 185-pound bout, I feel that Mestes will be in, quote, survival mode. I think with this being Mestes' pro combat sports debut, he's going to be tight. He's going to come out throwing wild punches off of scratch. Weinmiller said, I have to be careful of those shots.
Has to be careful, but that's what you talked about. He knows his opponent's going to come out, be aggressive. He wants to be aggressive himself, but a counter puncher. Wait for his opponent to throw punches, get out of the way, counter, make him pay every time he throws these wild punches. He wants to make him pay every time.
Weinmiller also said, I feel that I have a much higher skill level than Matthew Mestes. Weinmiller said, off of those aggressive counter punches, I'm going to find the opening, and when I see it, I'm going to go hard for the knockout.
He was adamant about that, Sean. He's the higher skill level than his opponent, but that sometimes you got to be careful. Don't get too overconfident.
This is the BKFC debut and Pro Combat Sports debut for Matthew Mestes. He's had one amateur boxing bout. This past October at BKFC 31 here at First Bank Center in Denver, Colorado, Matthew Mestes bought a ticket and was in the crowd. He watched the bare knuckle fights and he said to himself, I believe I can do this. He then shifted his training from boxing to bare knuckle, and now he is on the biggest card in this modern revival of the great sport of bare knuckle fighting, BKFC 41.
And Sean, I love that story. He said he was there, his coach was there and said, I know you want to do this, but you have to prove to me that you can do it. He said he did that, went out there, and I love one thing that Mestes said, he feels like this is a chess game. That shows he's not only in there in the gym doing work, he's actually studying, he understands that this is a chess game.
Mestes also said, I have to be aggressive from the outside in this fight. I have to control range with the jab. As Dylan Weinmiller said, I believe I have knockout power in both hands. So too did Matthew Mestes tell us that. Mestes said of Dylan Weinmiller, I respect his aggressiveness, I respect his punching power. I'm going to use slips, I'm going to use lateral movement, and then I'm going to find my power punches.
That was it for him. That was his key. Power punches, angles, slips, what we talked about. Same thing with his opponent. Slip his opponent's punches and then make him pay. Both these guys have the same game plan. Whoever is able to implement it's going to win, Sean.
Mestes also said, I cannot allow Dylan Weinmiller to establish himself on the inside. I have to keep this on the outside. I have to keep this with long, straight punches off my jab, control the tempo, control the range. Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Presented to you by Lions Not Sheep Apparel. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 188.2 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 2. Fighting out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, here is Dylan the Dog Weinmiller. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 183.2 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Thornton, Colorado. Here is Matthew Ironhawk Mestes. And our referee in charge of the action, Big Dan Mergliata.
Dylan Weinmiller said, once I get to the inside, I will find my target. I will land my knockout punch with either my left or my right hand. Round number 1. Big right hand off of stretch for Dylan Weinmiller. He's in the red and black trunks. And just like that, down goes Matthew Mestes. And this fight is over. Game, set, match, Dylan Weinmiller.
And Weinmiller looked like he was going for the quickest knockout in history right there. They didn't quite get it, but man, that was fast. The referee waved it off even before the count started. You could just see the way that Weinmiller was landing punches while Mestes was still standing up. He was out on his feet. Weinmiller put him out.
Yuli Diaz, who I know is watching at home tonight in South Florida, holds the BKFC record, a 3-second knockout win over Daniele Benedetto. We will see what is the official ruling from the timekeeper as signed by the Colorado Athletic Commission, Chris.
Well, I think Yuli Diaz has a sigh of relief right now. It wasn't that quick. It was quick, but it wasn't that quick. You can see here from the replay right away, that first right hand did the damage right there. And they could have called that a knockdown, but you're going to see hands down right there from Mestes. Just hands down, he's really not defending himself. And the referee jumped in there right away as soon as he saw that was going on, and soon that one more punch that landed put him down.
Win number 1 with emphasis in BKFC for Dylan Weinmiller. That was a ferocious right hand. And again, go back to our fighter meeting, Chris. Weinmiller said, I have power in my right hand, I have power in my left hand. I want to be aggressive, I don't want to be reckless. I'm going to be aware of a fast start from Matthew Mestes, and then I will find my power to the finish. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Big Dan Mergliata. steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 7 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by KO, Dylan the Dog Weinmiller.
And Sean, with power like that, you can see Weinmiller could be a problem for a lot of people in this weight class. I cannot wait to see him go against somebody else.
That is officially the 3rd fastest finish in BKFC history. Dylan Weinmiller taking 7 seconds to finish Matthew Mestes. Mestes did not explode off the scratch line. He moved back, exploding with that right hand at the start of this fight. Dylan Weinmiller, relentless. The second right hand, down goes Mestes. The stoppage from Dan Mergliotta. The winner, by way of first round KO in 7 seconds, Dylan Weinmiller defeats Matthew Mestes.
Saturday, April 29th, all eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41. See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC41 at bareknuckleshop.com. There's a huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use promo code BKFC41 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Yo, it's filling up here in the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado. You know, they have a history here in Denver, Colorado of really big moments in combat sports. I think about 30 years ago, some other organization started in this very city. But look at this. This is incredible, gentlemen, as we marvel at this. And not only are we getting a big crowd, but we're getting great action right out of the gate. Seabolt there and Willoughby, first fight of the night. And they went back and forth, trading knockdowns. That's what people pay to watch. That's what they pay to see here in person. This is great action, guys.
Well, there's effort and there's heart. Listen, commentators for years have made something up called a feeling out process. A feeling out process is made up by two guys that don't have the right conditioning. They have an unwritten deal with each other. Let's burn some time before we get into this. Now, Austin, we don't need to do the jab, and we don't need to feel each other out. This paramount is power. And I'm just an observer, but I'm seeing guys, they don't do the jab. They're not feeling it. They're looking to put you down. You as a contender, you as the #1 contender. Am I right about that?
Absolutely right. There's no real filling out process. I mean, you have to toe the line. You start off toe to toe. And the only thing next to do is just get to it. In boxing, usually we have 5-6 rounds. You could just literally throw away because they want to use that to do the filling out. And then finally we start getting some action about 7, 8, 9. But right here, right from jump, we get action as soon as that bell rings.
It's what we like here. Kind of our hallmark here at BKFC. And then big shout out to Weinmiller just getting that incredible, 10-second knockout he just picked up. But let's talk about the co-main event. And I believe that we got our rival shot right now. Chad Money Mendes with our OnlyFans exclusive look making his way into the arena. Our co-main event tonight. It's going to be a very, very special fight, him and Eddie Alvarez. And I think if you're a big hardcore fan, if you really love combat sports, especially MMA, seeing these two tangle is a really special moment. You're going to see it tonight on our pay-per-view.
Chad Mendes and Eddie Alvarez, I don't know how they avoided each other this long, quite frankly. Chad Mendes has contested for 3 world title fights, plus the NCAA championship back in college. Eddie Alvarez, to this day, is one half of the largest gate in New York history with 17.4 million, my point being. These guys can deal with the nerves. These guys can deal with the competition. Eddie believes this was made for him. But Austin, I better remind Chad Mendes personally, Chad actually has the experience. Even if it's 1-0, that's a lot more experience than his opponent.
It does, but they're both of their styles kind of fit in for each other, which makes a great fight. Chad Mendes being the kind of come straight forward, has some good straight attacks when he jumps in, good feints. Alvarez, great footwork, good head defense, he could get around Mendes, that forward attack. So I think that they both will complement each other in this fight, and I really can't call it. It's a very, very good 50-50 fight.
Well, obviously, you guys know at the top of the hour, that's when things get really serious in here. There's your QR code. Scan it with your phone. Order the pay-per-view. You still have plenty of time to get in on the action. History being made here in Denver, Colorado for BKFC 41. Mendes and Alvarez, Rockhold and Perry. It's all happening tonight. Please don't miss your opportunity to say history. We have our final Freeview matchup coming up next here on our Freeview.
Saturday, April 29th, all eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41. See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC41 at bareknuckleshop.com. There's a huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use promo code BKFC41 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Back-to-back first-round finishes as we start BKFC 41. Wins in come-from-behind fashion for Mitch Seabolt, and in 7 seconds for Dylan Weinmiller. Live tonight, BKFC 41 sold out in Denver. We move now to the middleweight division. Crescent Tools brings you our tale of the tape for Marcus Edwards versus Jay Jackson.
And Sean, look at this. Another fight right here. 5'9", 5'11". Both these guys very similar. Everything reach 1 inch different. No difference here. These guys, it's not about the tail of the tape here. Who's ever going to be able to come out here and land the hard punches first, probably going to win this fight.
3 wins in BKFC for Jay Jackson, including last month when he defeated David Simpson by second-round TKO.
And Jay Jackson's been around for a while, but you can see really everything's starting to catch on for him. He's starting to understand range, timing, distance. I mean, look, he went in up against a very tough David Simpson right here. David Simpson's a beast, as a matter of fact. Hit so hard, Jay Jackson just picked him apart in this fight, landing a lot of hard shots. Inside, did a lot of good things. I know he won by medical stoppage due to a cut, but Jay Jackson looked fantastic. It's really coming together for him. Timing, distance, everything, range. Really look forward to seeing him fight tonight.
This is bout number 6 in BKFC for Jay Jackson. He's also a veteran of 17 pro MMA bouts. In our fighter meeting, Jackson said as he enters this, his 6th bout in bare knuckle fighting championship, he now feels extremely comfortable with his movement, with his timing. Jackson also said, with that, he now feels supremely confident.
Well, you talked about his movement, he feels confident there, but the main thing is taking him a while. He doesn't have to worry about takedowns now, Sean. Doesn't worry about that, can just come out there and box. He feels like that's going to be big. His experience in bare knuckle is going to be huge against the guy. This is his first bare knuckle fight.
Jackson said he's been working and training on his jab. He said, I really want to fire my jab and then throw combinations off of it. Jackson said, I know in MMA and now in BKFC, I can be a bit lax with my jab, use it as a rangefinder. I do not want that to happen in this bout versus Marcus Edwards. Jackson said also, Chris, if Edwards initiates the clinch, which he thinks he will, Jackson said, I'm going to do an Isaac Doolittle. Isaac Doolittle, who fought last week, is here tonight. He said that means spin, spin, spin.
He understands that. He's fought Doolittle. He feels like the main thing, he has to be aware in every situation what's happening, but the key for him, he wants to be very aggressive.
This is the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut for Marcus Edwards. Edwards has a record of 15-5 in his pro MMA career. His opponents include Justin Gaethje, who is here in attendance tonight, Dakota Cochran, Efren Escudero, and Pat Healy. Edwards wrestled at the NCAA Division I level at Fresno State University. In our fighter meeting, Edwards said, even though this is my bare knuckle debut, with my pro MMA background, 20 bouts, with my Division I college wrestling background, I feel that I have a good awareness of positioning. I feel that I will do very well in the clinch.
Sean, this is one of the reasons, this is one of my fights that I've really been looking forward to tonight. I feel like this is Edwards' first fight, but he's a dynamic striker. He can switch stances, he's explosive. He feels like he's faster than his opponent. I know it's his first fight here, but I feel like he has some credentials. He's fought a lot of tough guys. The big lights aren't going to give him any problems right here. This is going to be a fantastic matchup.
Edwards is naturally left-handed, and as you just mentioned, Chris, he told us he will keep switching stances, also keep switching angles, try to use his athleticism, try to use his pressure.
Edwards wants a statement finish right here. He knows he's brand new. He feels like coming in and knocking out a veteran like Jay Jackson makes that statement.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by Crescent Tools. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 175.6 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 3 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Auburn, Michigan, by way of Saginaw, Michigan, here is Jay Action Jackson. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 175.8 pounds. His MMA record stands at 15 victories opposite 5 defeats, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, here is Marcus Bad Intentions Edwards. And our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
Jay Jackson said, ultimately for me, this will come down to pace. If I can dictate the pace versus Marcus Edwards, I will win this fight. Both fighters now up to scratch, 3 feet apart. Round number 1. Rapid fire start off from scratch from Marcus Edwards in the black and red trunks. Throwing back is Jay Jackson. Now down is Jay Jackson in the black and white trunks.
Nice little push-off right there for Edwards.
Ruled a slip by referee Nick Behrens, right back to it. In and out, bouncing movement of Marcus Edwards. On his back foot now, Jay Jackson looking for the lead left hook, right hand, overhand right from Edwards. Both fighters throwing big right hand, counter on the inside, left hand, right hand from Edwards.
And these guys are both swinging for the fences right now, Sean. Whoever lands that punch is going to do a lot of damage.
Duck under from Jay Jackson. Jackson on his back foot. There's the jab, the entry overhand right, and the turn away from Edwards. Ferocious start to this fight from both men. Right cross to the body, counter overhand left from Edwards. Huge swings from Marcus Edwards, taking himself off balance, now resetting.
Haven't seen many jabs though yet. These guys are nothing but power shots.
Right hand over the ear, and that is ruled a knockdown. Here comes the count from referee Nick Behrens.
And these guys, the way they're throwing punches, Sean, they better get each other out there quick, because if they goes very much longer, if it goes distance, they're both going to be tired.
Edwards into the mid-range immediately after dropping Jackson. Jackson on the entry, left hook not there. 40 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this middleweight fight. Side jab from Jackson, resetting on his back foot. Edwards still coming forward. There's that naked 2 again, now the 1-2 from Jay Jackson. Jackson trying to throw that right cross to the body. There's a right to the head from Jackson.
Just that stalking pressure right now for Edwards, not giving his opponent any respect.
Left hand again, knockdown number 2.
And you can just see the difference in power right now. Every time Edwards lands a clean shot, it hurts Jay Jackson.
7, 8.
You just got to make sure Edwards doesn't burn himself out by throwing these bombs.
Edwards trying to finish, final seconds, round number 1. Counter right hand now from Jay Jackson. Edwards with the left hand, another left hand. Jackson is down. Behrens will rule this a knockdown. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round. And here comes the count from Nick Behrens. Breaks off the count, and a phenomenal
Nothing but power shots the entire time, Sean. I would have liked to see what would happen if that round was over, because you have to change the pace, but man, what a ferocious pace. These guys have threw bombs the entire fight. And here's going to be the first knockdown. You can just see Edwards coming in. A nice clean right hand right away, ducked under, pushed his opponent around. And there's just a knockdown. See those hands, the weight's being put on the hands, and that's why they called it. And you can just see every time Edwards comes in, he's throwing bombs the entire time right there. Another just exchange, ferocious exchange between both guys right there. Now that punch did do a little bit of damage right there. I think he was already going down. That's what the push off really didn't change what happened. I'm guessing that's why that's what it was called.
Dan Miragliotta is serving as the outside referee for this bout. There is instant replay and fight-ending sequences allowed by the Colorado Athletic Commission. So the issue now is, did the punch that dropped Jay Jackson for the third time in round number 1 occur before the bell? Dan Miragliotta now saying that it was a legal punch, and that is the win officially for Marcus Edwards.
Let's go, baby.
The situation, Chris, it's the same in boxing, the same in MMA, the same in bare knuckle. It's not when the punch lands, it is when the action of the punch starts. If the action of the punch starts and then in mid-throw, the same with kicks, knees, and elbows in other combat sports, the bell then rings. It does not matter as long as the action of the punch occurred before the bell sounded. Legal punch, huge win for Marcus Edwards. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Nick Behrens, reaches the count of 10 at the conclusion of round number 1. For your winner by KO, Marcus Bad Intentions Edwards.
And Sean, for Marcus Edwards to come in against a veteran like Jay Jackson, come in here and dominate like that, I really look forward to seeing this guy. I hope he continues to stick with us. He has a future here. Anybody who hits that hard is going to be fun to watch.
You saw the hug from the double champ Lorenzo Hunt, who was cornering Jay Jackson, from Marcus Edwards. Marcus Edwards, class in victory and class in performance in his BKFC debut. Jay Jackson, an elite fighter in bare knuckle fighting championship. This is 6th bout in the promotion. He was dropped 3 times by Marcus Edwards. Victorious by way of first round KO, Marcus Edwards defeats Jay Jackson.
Saturday, April 29th, all eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41. See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive 30% off all Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship merchandise when you use the promo code BKFC41 at bareknuckleshop.com. There's a huge selection of merch to choose from with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, you can use promo code BKFC41 at checkout to get 30% off your entire purchase. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Oh, well, they're getting a show here in Denver. The First Bank Center filling up, and I'm not playing. Not very many seats available in the house tonight. Take a look. The QR code is right there. That's how you get locked in for the pay-per-view at the top of the hour. Scan it, get locked in on the BKFC app, and you are golden. Massive night tonight. You know, guys, one thing that I've never heard anybody ever complain about, there was just too many knockouts at the fights tonight. It has been explosive. 3 fights, 3 big finishes.
Well, and I'm really noticing, I'm picking up on the technique on this, that they are leading with power. They're not feeling each other out. And I got to tell you, Austin, I know you got your fight coming up, but I this sport goes in waves, and I feel as though the waves right now, it's not about feeling out, it's not about cutting the angles, it's about getting in the pocket, throw as hard as you can, as fast as you can.
Well, it's about imposing your will on the other person. And when you're filling out and trying to fill that person out, and that person imposing his will, then you're already behind. So it's really about just getting your dominance, setting that first and foremost.
Well, yeah, I mean, we obviously remember Knucklemania 3. You're matched up with the legend that is Diego Sanchez. The battle for New Mexico, absolutely incredible. If you get a chance, get your subscription for the BKFC app, but go back and watch Knucklemania 3 to watch Austin No Doubt Trout make a major impression on us. And, you know, there is technique to it, and it's like nothing else, Austin. I'm sure the first time you stepped in those ropes and you made contact with Diego Sanchez, you're like, oh my goodness, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, I was telling myself, don't punch too much, you know, just let those hands go. Don't put too much body on it. Don't want to hurt your hands. As soon as my hands touched them, I just started swinging for the fences. I couldn't help myself. I was very excited. And it felt like I made my debut for the first time, the second time.
And Austin, will you tell me a little about the preparation for this? By example, when Paulie Malignaggi came over, I saw a lot of his training footage. I happened to see him on something the kids call Instagram, but he had no gloves on. Even in the gym, he had no tape on, and he said, I need to know how hard I can throw because I don't want to break my hand when it's live. What about sparring? What about heavy bag? What do you do? What do you personally do in terms of wrapping your gloves, hands in practice?
So yeah, same thing. I take the wraps off. I take the gloves off. Well, not fully. I wrap just like we're allowed, an inch behind the knuckle. And we just work on getting those knuckles nice and fit, conditioned. I do a lot of grapple work with some MMA guys to kind of get that, that holding and hitting, because it's very small intricacies in that standing and grappling that I did not know about until I started training. So that was a big step up for me, was learning how to grapple, hold, hit, catching the hands, holding the arms, things like that. Sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, one fight we're excited about, two guys that have made their debut in the organization already and are about to clash, two 1-0s, but certainly not just 1-0s in non-combat sports. Great veterans. How about these guys, the big boys, with our OnlyFans exclusive look, the Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland. How do you not like this guy, man? So much fun, big smile on his face, but once that bell rings, he is so incredibly dangerous. The Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland, representing Denver, Colorado tonight. He's going to be matched up against Ben Rothwell, who had, quite possibly one of the best debuts that we've seen in the organization. It was in Monroe, Louisiana, and he decimated Bobo O'Bannon. I know you saw it. It was viral. Ben Rothwell was built for this.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, Rothwell and Copeland have been on the same path at the same time in the same organizations for years. I don't know how they didn't find one another. That all is going to change tonight. And say what you want about Big Ben, you do not want that kind of size behind you. Copeland can take a punch and he can give one right back.
Well, in Austin, one thing that I love about this card, and I think is so excited for everybody that's going to be getting the pay-per-view top of the hour. Of course you are. If you're watching this right now, you've clearly locked in the pay-per-view. There's your QR code. We've made it very, very easy for you. But if you don't get it on stream, you can get it on all of your cable and satellite providers as well. With that being said, I love our homegrown talent, and there is no better example of homegrown talent than our champion, Christine Ferea, who you're going to see tonight against Bec Rawlings. And the most exciting thing is Bec Rawlings was at BKFC #1. She made a big impression on everybody that saw that event. You're going to see them clash, championship on the line. But Ferea is just something special. She really is, Joe.
Ferea might be the greatest talent, Austin excluded, of course, that I've seen within bare knuckle, and that is just the truth. One thing about Bec Rawlings, if you go look at her resume, it is extremely misleading because she is taking on the top athletes in their field at all times. She has given up weight. She's coming on short notice. Bec is the real deal. She believes in herself. But to your point, Cyrus, if it's simply to say that Christine appears right now to have a bit of this skill set figured out, Austin, I got to agree with that.
But the thing about Bec, though, is that she's really good on the outside. She's taller than Christine. She has a great stiff jab that's going to give Christine problems. Christine, you would think, wants to get on the inside, but from what I've seen, she gets hit more so on the inside than she does when she's on the outside. I think for this fight, it's going to be about who can get the distance at their ideal distance, too. We'll see. It's 50-50 in my opinion. It's a very, very tough fight.
Well, two guys that have crossed over, obviously our main event. Mike Perry has come over to BKFC, made an immediate splash, has gone 2-0. He got the win over Julian Lane at Knucklemania 2. Then he goes across the pond and beats Michael Venom Page, which a lot of people didn't give him a chance to do in that fight. Now he has Luke Rockhold. It's hard to wrap your mind around Luke Rockhold. This guy is a bit of an enigma, Jill. He doesn't give you much to go on, doesn't say a whole lot, and what he does is it's kind of questionable. It's kind of hard to read. You know, this fight's going to be so much fun. There's a lot of people that are intrigued by this matchup.
Luke in MMA is as good as any middleweight I've ever come across. I used to be the king of that division. I'm just telling you, I used to study guys like Luke and do my best to stay away from him. Luke has come over and he's angry. He is more angry now. He has used more profanity, just by example, than his interviews leading into Perry than any other time. And you want to know why? Because he's starting to question it. He's starting to wonder, can this younger guy who I have a size advantage on, who used to look up to me, can he actually deal with me in his skill set that he's done twice and I haven't done before? Luke is starting to feel that pressure right now.
And Austin, when you take a look at Mike Perry, this guy he's the quintessential BKFC fighter. You know, we always make the comment, David Feldman said, this is the perfect BKFC fighter. You know, Mike Perry was made for this sport.
Absolutely.
You have to enjoy watching him in there. He is a dog. He'd be tough to be across from.
I mean, look, Mike Perry said himself, his game plan is to headbutt Luke's fists and then punch him in the face. That's his game plan. And if you've watched any of his fights, he sticks by that game plan. He don't care if he gets punched. He don't care if he hurts. He don't care if he's broken. He's coming forward and he's going to keep swinging. So it's hard to fight against a guy like that has that tenacity and that determination.
You know, and when I take a look at Mike Perry, you look at a guy that transitioned from MMA and revitalized his career. There's another guy, Palomino, right? #1 pound for pound. You know anything about him, Austin?
Yeah, I know I'm going baboon hunting soon. That's what I know.
All right. We can't say too much. We know Mr. David Feldman likes to drop bombs, but maybe there's something there. Maybe there isn't. You got to stay tuned. We will talk to the president and the founder later on tonight. So you've heard about it. You've heard about these fights from top to bottom. You've heard about the big four. But what about the main card? What about what we have for you? How about Chris Camozzi? There's a name. Mike Alvarado, world champion boxer. I'll go to both of you on that. First Camozzi, then Alvarado.
Camozzi loves this, and I'm talking about striking. I'm talking about competing. Camozzi is built for this. Just for perspective how calm his nerves are, Camozzi is a hometown hero. He weighed in yesterday at 9 a.m. He went straight to a podcast studio, and he did a full live show for 3 hours that I happened to watch. I saw Chris Camozzi tonight, and full disclosure, it's a former training partner and a good friend of mine, but I pat him on the back. I said, Chris, you look about 220. He weighed in 205 yesterday. He said, Chael, you're exactly right. I weigh 220. I have hydrated 15 pounds. And guys, that makes him a heavyweight.
Absolutely. And Mike Alvarado, again, he's also another man that's made for this. He was a star wrestler. I want to say a state wrestling champion at that. Great boxer, very heavy-handed. And you know, in this game, power means everything. Mike definitely has the power. He's got the athletic ability. He was a good boxer. He's a good wrestler. I don't know what you're going to do with a guy like that in the bare knuckle.
So we are coming up here on the finish line, getting ready at the top of the hour for our official pay-per-view. This is where you get locked in. And I'm going to go to the bad guy. You know why I'm going to go to you? Because I know you can make the sell here. Tell everybody at home that's watching the preview that hasn't got locked in why they need to be a part of our pay-per-view tonight.
Well, it appears to be the future of fighting. Not only that we are going to have a capacity crowd tonight, not only that we've got Darren Till, a very big name as a free agent, calling dibs on this. We have commissions around the nation stepping up to sanction this, asking Dave Feldman to bring bare knuckle to their town.
Here it is, guys. There is your QR code. That's how you get locked in. And before we start at the top of the hour, check out this road to BKFC 41. We'll see you at 7.
I'm gonna be there to the fucking end. Bloody and broken, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna come for your fucking soul.
I'm Platinum Mike Perry. I'm the toughest son of a gun on planet Earth.
Down goes Michael Page in round 1.
He does not understand how hard I hit.
I'm gonna get in your face. I'm gonna try to knock you out from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight. Yo, what's up? I'm Platinum Mike Perry, fighting out of Technique Boxing Gym in Mineola, Florida. My accomplishments in combat sports, many UFC fights. I mean, I kind of shot up to the UFC fairly quick. I knocked a bunch of people out. I've had some lessons. I've made some mistakes. I definitely learned from those. I debuted in BKFC against Julian Lane, who had 9 fights in BKFC at the time, so he was rather experienced.
Big rights to the body from Mike Perry. Perry pushing forward once more with volume. They still might not like each other, but one would think they would have to respect each other after that.
Platinum Mike!
For me to beat him on my first bare knuckle fight when he had 9, I feel like by the time I have 9 of these, I'm gonna be so good and so dangerous. This fight with Luke happened when he was talking shit to Jake Paul on the internet, on Twitter, and like I wasn't trying to let him steal that fight from me. Everybody was trying to get me that fight. So I was like, man, I'll outbox you. So I tweeted to him, because I don't think Luke's boxing is very good. I mean, maybe I'll find out, but even still, I believe it's not better than mine. So I called him out kind of on Twitter. David Feldman and the BKFC must have thought that that was a great matchup. They definitely like to take guys and move their weight classes around. And I'm definitely interested in it to go up against a former middleweight world champion. This is quite the opportunity for me. I'm digging deep within inside myself and working really hard to knock Luke out.
My name is Luke Rockhold, born and raised in Santa Cruz, California. Yeah, I've been in the fight game a long time. I was the former and the last Strikeforce champion of the world, 2-time defending. I don't believe we got the credit we deserved until I came into the UFC and took the UFC world title and became the undisputed world champion at middleweight. So I've been in the game a long time. I've been in countless title fights since 2011. I'm still at the top of the game, still fighting the best guys in the world, and I continue to do so. I think better than anybody else in this game. Longevity is the true sign of a champion, and I'm still here at the top, and I'm still competing.
Don't load it up, snap it. See how he's snapping? Do the same thing. There you go. That's that. Yeah, I like that block. That's hard.
Fighting gets old and you get burnt out in any realm of life, especially fighting. And being with the UFC, kind of being handcuffed, it doesn't allow you to really get inspired through the game. And having that freedom from them, giving me this, and then this opportunity with bare knuckle, it's a new venture, it's a new ground, and it's something that stimulates me and it motivates me every day. Especially a punk like Mike Perry thinking he can fight me. Fuck that guy. You can't beat me, you can't fight me anywhere in this world. You're a washout. I'm a fucking champion. I'm about to show you there's levels to the game. And there's weight classes too. You should have stayed in your fucking lane.
I am looking to knock Luke out. Every chance I get, really touch that chin that the internet seems to think is quite suspect.
No one's gonna make me quit. I'm gonna be there to the fucking end. Bloody and broken, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna come for your fucking soul.
I can't get comfortable. I have to stay sharp. I have to stay vigilant and mean.
There's just not much to say anymore. It's time to fight. This is bare knuckle. This is as pure and as beautiful as it gets.
Saturday, April 29th. All eyes of the combat sports world are on BKFC 41. See Platinum Mike Perry throw down with the debuting Luke Rockhold. In the co-main event, Chad Money Mendes returns to fight Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. Also, Christine the Misfit Ferea defends her world title against Rowdy Bec Rawlings. Plus more bare knuckle fights. Watch it live on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
The cut
the biggest bare knuckle event of the year with literally the most star-studded card we've ever seen in the company.
Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold, Eddie Alvarez versus Chad Mendes is just going to be an incredible event.
I'm gonna put you in a bad position and I'm gonna fucking hit you like you've never been hit before.
This is my shit. This is my world. This is my game. Bare knuckle boxing. On to the next one. I'm ready to knock people out.
Mike should be scared of me. I hit harder than anybody's ever faced. I'm bigger than anybody's ever faced. I'm more skilled than anybody he's ever faced.
I think it's about putting great men in front of you and taking care of them and getting it done on fight night. It's going to be all gas, no breaks, 10 minutes of violence.
Eddie's got some big balls coming into this fight. This is a guy that I know that I can go out there and knock out. I think his time has come and gone. This is, time for me to step in there, show the world who I am.
Tonight, all eyes of the combat sports world are focused on the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, for the biggest bare knuckle fighting championship event ever. This is BKFC 41, Perry vs. Rockhold, live from the First Bank Center, and it starts right now.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is brought to you by Bucked Up. Denver, Colorado. Even though the Nuggets and Avalanche are in postseason form, they just can't stack up to the baddest athletes on the planet today at BKFC 41. The main card officially begins now. Next 4 fights are barn burners with Gertz and Torres, Kamosi and Spot. That very well could carry some title implications. Speaking of titles, how about our feature fights? If either Ben Rothwell or Josh Copeland come out on top, you know they will be gunning for the heavyweight strap. And Rowdy Bec Rawlings has said she is waiting for her opportunity in our flyweight champ. Tonight she gets her chance. And how about this, our co-main event? When Chad Mendes dropped his opponent at Knucklemania 2, he sent shockwaves to the BKFC, but now he stands across from the underground king, Eddie Alvarez. Bad blood might be a massive understatement when you talk about our main event. Luke Rockhold had many offers to return to fighting, but he chose to ditch the gloves and step into the squared circle. But Mike Perry is hell-bent to defy the odds once again and to stay undefeated. Oh, baby, we are inside of the First Bank Center right here in Denver, Colorado, and it is jam-packed to the gills. Standing room only tonight here